What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video, your girl is here to bring you my latest video in my must-have must gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I go ahead and link down below all of the items that I discuss in these videos. Those would be affiliated links, so if you shop through them, I very much appreciate it. Otherwise, no worries. I would also appreciate if you are enjoying my content, if you enjoyed this series, all of my project panning, all of my eye tutorials and stuff. I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe and like any videos that you appreciate. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This week I bought a lot. I have been under the weather pretty much this whole week and a little bit of last week, and I reverted into old habits, unfortunately, which is to buy a lot, and I will address those hopefully soon. I'm still, like I said, under the weather, still trying to really get through it. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Like I said, it is probably way too much to even talk about. I do believe, though, I did pick up some things that will be featured in this video, so I'll talk about them then. And since I bought so much, I'm not going to really highlight all of the things that I did pick up, but I will show them as they come in. I did get a few of my Sephora orders and I may potentially make an Ulta order, so I'm gonna scoot over and we're just gonna get into it because I'm feeling a little short of breath, so I want to get through this video. Okay, first things first, Sydney Grace has shown us their April bundle, and this has a green, some cranberries, like a green and gold shade. It's really cute. There also seems to be a cream shadow in there as well. Very cute. I just don't get a lot of use out of my single shadows as much as I used to, so it just doesn't seem worth it for me personally to pick this up. But I do highly recommend Sydney Grace's formula when it comes to any of their products. I've tried a variety of their products and I really have enjoyed them. There's a new brand at Ulta, and it's called Rock and Roll Beauty, and the first collection that they released their brand with, it is featuring Jimi Hendrix products, and I'm just really curious who the parent company is for this brand, because for this to come out of the woodwork and then immediately go into Ulta, there has to be some reason. That said, there's nothing in this collection or that I am really invested or intrigued by. I will say maybe the mirror, but I've just been wanting a hand mirror. I find that the mirror that I do have, because of the way that it's constructed, it's a bit hard when I'm doing tutorials to look through them, but nothing that I truly need. Gucci is coming out with liquid lipsticks, and these are available right now during the Sephora VIB sale. I currently am Rouge, and I am this close to renewing the fact that I am Rouge for yet another year. As for this particular product, there also is a liner that they released as well. I'm just not invested or intrigued by either of these products. I am not getting a lot of use out of liquid lipsticks right now. I'm finding that my lips, at least right now, are just slightly more dehydrated than they may have been when I was younger, and so the idea of a liquid lipstick is just too much, it's too overbearing. So something like this is just not going to work for me. Plus, there's no real shade in this collection that I'm really invested in, so it's easy pass for me. Holo Taco has come out with yet another collection, and these are such beautiful, bright, summer spring inspired multi-chrome nail polishes. I really do get a lot of use out of my Holo Taco nail polishes. I really enjoy the brand. As of right now, I'm not going to pick any of these up, but I can see me in the future picking up a couple of products from quite a few of the different collections that have been going on in the past that I am interested in. So definitely not a never, but this is just a not right now. Tower 28 has come out with the new lip jelly, and this one is in Potato Milky. As you can see, it's quite light, white shade. This is not a shade for me, this is not a shade that I would get any use out of with the way that I do my lip products. I know there's some people who do like a really dark lip liner and then a really light like lip gloss or a liquid lipstick in the middle. That's just not me anymore. I went through a phase when I was younger, at the very beginning of my channel. You can scroll back if you really want to see that horror show. That's just not where I'm at right now. Right now, I definitely love my brownie nudes that are like dang near my skin tone, so they kind of like blend in, but with the lip liner they pop out a little bit. That's where I'm at when it comes to lip products, and since this does not provide that aesthetic or that look for me, it is going to be a pass. But I will say I do have, I believe, 3 of this formula in my collection, and I do really enjoy the formula. ColourPop has come out with a new collection, and this is their Stone collection. They have 2 different eyeshadow palettes. One is Twist of Slate and the other is Set in Stone, as well as they have some lip products in this collection, and these are their lip cream formula. I will say this, I am really into neutrals right now. I am constantly trying to talk myself out of actually picking up 1 or 2 neutral palettes that I really want from Sephora. But for various reasons right now, I just can't pick it up. So yeah, I would say that if this wasn't a ColourPop release, I would definitely pick up that Set in Stone palette. But as I've said, I really do try to be mindful about who I'm providing my money to, and the idea that ColourPop is a fast fashion or fast makeup brand, I just don't like that. I really don't personally, so I try not to support that type of brand. I know it's really hard, at least nowadays, when it comes to fashion. Granted, I don't buy a lot of clothes, but like when it comes to makeup, I think it is something that you can consciously avoid, and so that's why I am attempting to do so. So Emily Violet Marie is doing her collaboration with Clionadh Cosmetics, and they are slowly, very slowly showing us all of the products that she will be providing or she has created with them. So she's created 2 different highlighters, one that looks to be a pale peach gold green shift and the other one that looks to be a green teal pink shift. She also has some makeup brushes, she has like a makeup bag, and then now she's starting to slowly has what looks to be maybe a nail polish, 2 actual nail polishes, which is the first time I believe Clionadh has done nail polishes. And now she's also starting to sneak peek the eyeshadow palette. Now I will say that this has been years in the making. I think she had first mentioned that this was going to be a thing right before the pandemic, and I'm sure that slowed everything down. But I wish that at this point they would just show us the whole collection, because it's been so long. There may be some things that I pick up. I'm not guaranteeing it, just because of how much I've picked up. I'm gonna want to get my use out of those products, test them out, as well as my Project Pan palette and stuff, which is what is actually on my eyes. I'm sorry, I forgot to say, only Project Pan, minimum. It will be listed down below what's on my face. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited, I'm interested, but I just wish we could just see it all. I'm sick of waiting. I really am. Nomad Cosmetics has come out with their new palette, and this is their Take Me to Paradise or something to that effect palette. Now, I was actually going to pick this up. I really was, because I do really enjoy Nomad Cosmetics. I have quite a few of their palettes. I have passed on quite the last like 3 or 4, but prior to that, I was pretty much picking up every last palette that they released. But I did a poll on my community tab, and you all seemed more interested in seeing my opinions on the Gemini 2 palette. So I did pick that up. I got the bundle, and I also posted about that on my community tab as well. They had the bundle available for the first and the second one grouped up, and it was like less than 10%. So it went from like being something around maybe like 120-ish to 100 for that bundle. And then on top of that, they had currently a 20% off coupon that I was able to literally drop that bundle down to $80. So I was able to get 2 two eyeshadow palettes that on their own I believe are $65 for $80 combined. I thought that was a steal. I've never had either of those palettes, so I really just picked that up. So I ended up skipping on this, and then the more I look at it, the more I see swatches, all of that jazz. Although I think I could get definitely beautiful looks out of it, and I have so much fun. My thing about Nomad is they have quite a lot of extremely light shades, to the point where they're strictly only going to be one thing or another. And for me, I would have loved this palette had they had more of those bolder shades in this palette curated down to a 9 pan. I think you could easily do it. I'm literally thinking right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I like really want, and then maybe 3 that I just really don't care about, including shimmers, all of that jazz. So for me, that's kind of another reason why I'm not going to be mad that I didn't pick this up. In addition, from what people have described, this is kind of a pastel but bright palette. I already have their pastel palette. I have quite a few of their other palettes that do have some bright, so I'm content with passing on that collection. Lethal Cosmetics, they've come out with a new product, and this is their Plush Lip Cream Hazes. So they came out with quite a few lip products. I do know that Karen Harris has already done a swatch video on these, and I believe Angelica Niquis is going to be doing a swatch video on these. I am not going to pick any of these up. From what I can tell, they're more or less a liquid lipstick, and honestly, even if they do feel comfortable or whatever, I just am not getting the use out of these types of products. Gucci Beauty has come out with 2 other new products. One is a hydrating mist and the other one is a universal balm. These are just way too expensive for me and not something that I need. Honestly, the most expensive mist that I've picked up is actually currently in my project pan, and it looks like I may be able to finish this within 3 months of actually using it. And Tarte is not cheap either. So for me, the idea of spending so much money on a mist makes absolutely no sense unless it is not only giving me a lot of product, but I also am seeing some actual results. Now I will say this Tatcha Luminous Mist, I spray it and you literally see the luminosity just all over my face. It also helps to have products seep in depending on the amount of products that I have layered on my face, and then also if it's powder or if it's cream, all of that jazz really comes into play. But it's still just the idea that it's expensive and I just don't need to buy another one. I have a setting spray waiting in the background, can't wait to get my use out of that, and then I'll slowly pick up some other things. So yeah, that's that. Okay, anyways, Beauty Blender, they're coming out with some more products, and this product is a duo of 2 cream products. One is a cream bronzer and the other one is a cream highlighter. So for me, if you know me, okay, if you've been on my channel for even half of a second, you know that your girl loves bronzer. I love bronzer. Bronzer is my thing, okay? I usually do a bronzer week somewhere at least twice a year, once during the winter and then once during the summer. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off this year, but we'll see what happens. But I'm ranting and tangentially for no reason. My thing about it was to say that I do enjoy cream bronzer. I really do. But this shade of cream highlighter that is with this duo, for me, I would of course use the darkest one. I don't like it. I don't like that type of shade. I don't like a bronzy shade. I mean, I can get use out of it and I can enjoy a bronzy shade, but 9 times out of 10, I don't like the bronzy shades that are geared towards somebody of my complexion. So I'm going to pass unless I can touch this product, feel it, look at it, swatch it on my skin. I'm finding that there's so many things that are releasing at Sephora right now that I cannot get my hands on, and that's starting to get a little annoying. It's starting to get a little annoying. So yeah, I will not be picking this particular product up unless I can swatch it in store prior. Hermes is coming out with a lip oil. I don't even think I have one lip oil in my collection at all. I have balms, I have lip glosses, but I don't have any oils, and I'm not going to start with Hermes, okay? This is a $55 lip oil, and I wonder how much product you get, but honestly there's not enough product in the world to allow me to pay $55 for a lip oil. No ma'am, no Pam. So it looks like Wander Beauty is coming out with a Pack Up and Glow priming serum that also has SPF in it. There are a lot of brands now, specifically makeup brands, that are slowly inundating their collections with some form of skincare so that they can stay afloat. And I completely understand, especially after 2020 and honestly 2019 and even up until this year, you know, I get it. These brands need to stay relevant. They need to continue to get their customers coming back to repurchase certain products. But I just personally, it's like a thorn in my side that I see brands that are doing this. I understand it objectively, but I just don't like it. Regardless, this is not a product that I will be picking up. I enjoy my SPF. I want to stick with that, and I do have a couple of primers, and I'm good with those. I don't need my primer to have SPF, because then you start to get into that level of maybe too much SPF for the day, or does the primer SPF leave a white cast? Does it make your flashback? I just don't have time nor the attention span to deal with going through all of that. So this is going to be a pass for me. KVD has come out with Tattoo pencils. Pretty much, I don't remember honestly if before the brand owner got booted out, if they actually had this type of product. I genuinely don't remember. Regardless, this is cool or whatever. None of these shades are unique. And for me right now, I either need to have ran out of a certain shade, literally use that whole product, or it needs to be unique. I can't justify bringing in even more shades, and trust and believe your girl has tried, okay? I almost picked up something from Sephora just because I heard so many raving reviews about it, but I was like, but you don't have a color that they can provide you that you're gonna get use out of. So I decided not to, and I'm gonna stick to my guns on that. ColourPop is also coming out with the Peeps collection. It's a very, very small collection. They're pretty much only just repackaging some Super Shocks and some lip oils. This is perfect for like a little kid or somebody who still wants an Easter basket. It makes perfect sense, but it doesn't make any sense for me. I don't get very much use out of my Super Shock shadows, so easy pass for me. Glamour Nature is continuing to tease us about this stupid neutrals palette. I just give it to me. Show me the whole thing and give me the palette, okay? So basically now we've seen all of the shimmers in the palette. It seems like she's still considering what mattes to put in there, and I am very, very hopeful that, like it said, it says Nearly Natural, that's the name, so I'm hoping there are like some muted colors to go with some of these muted color shimmers, and then there are some neutral toned browns with some depth and some lightness all combined. That would make this a beautiful palette for me, my perfect palette. Hopefully, I keep thinking that I'm gonna find my perfect neutral palette, and these palettes keep dropping the ball. They keep dropping the ball, but I'm really, really excited and hopeful for this particular palette. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Makeup news: Winky Lux is apparently in Ulta. I thought they already were in Ulta, but apparently they just posted that they're in Ulta, so congrats to them. I've not tried anything from the brand, but in case you're a really big fan of Winky Lux, there you go. MAC has come out with some new products. These are some lip products. These are their Power Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Sticks. So they already had the Velvet Blur lipsticks. They had them. They're in the normal compact, the nice and thick. I mean, think of like the MAC compact, but like this shape. So I don't distinctly understand why they made the slim version. I don't know if they're trying to kind of create a more elegant product of something that they already know the formula is really, really good, or what. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. I already know I like the product. I will say I don't have a brown in that collection. And there's a brown in this collection. We'll see. If it comes to Ulta, maybe I'll pick one up just because I don't mind picking up from Ulta. Honestly, at this point, I just can't be bothered to either go to a MAC store or buy from MAC anymore. It's okay. If it's not in Ulta, I really just don't need it. I don't need it. So it looks like Sephora has created a sun safety kit where it looks like there are quite a bit of moisturizers, skincare, sunscreen, stuff like that. I think it's cute. Nothing that I particularly need, but in the event that you are really into being outdoors during the summer, there's also some self-tanning drops, all of that. So yeah, there you go for that. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Artist Couture palette. Now this palette has me extremely intrigued. The shimmers look really, really pretty. I've heard nothing but great things about the actual formulation of his previous palettes, and I don't know. I already have the Huda Beauty new nude palette, and I've been able to talk myself out of the Patrick Ta Dimension 2 palette because it looks quite similar to the Huda Beauty new nude palette. I've seen quite a few people do some comparison swatches, and I think what I'm gonna do is just wait to see somebody else do comparison swatches on this palette with those other two. That's what I want to see. I want to see if it's even worth it. I really already get so much use out of my Huda Beauty. I already know that formula. I've already bought that formula, and although I would be intrigued to try this formulation from this brand because I haven't tried an eyeshadow palette from them yet, I'm not 100% positive that this is going to be the palette to make me pull the trigger, but I am intrigued. I am intrigued. So, keeping it pushing. Lunar Beauty just launched. They literally showed it and launched it within like 24 hours, their Nude Prism collection. So there's a new eyeshadow palette, there is a blush palette, and there are lip oils. So I'm intrigued. It looks like everybody is in the season of neutrals right now. There's so many brands. Either they're coming out with a neutral palette or they're coming out with a burgundy palette. There's literally very few and far in between when it comes to that, and I'm not really bent out of shape about it. Honestly, I'm really not. But I don't know if I want this nude palette. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like honestly that top row of mattes isn't going to do absolutely nothing on my complexion based on the swatches. But then every time I look at the swatches, I'm like, I'm not sure that's all of the eyeshadows. Like, is that everything? I don't know. It doesn't look like, it looks like I would have to use those last three shadows to truly get some depth. Whereas I would love it if like I would be able to use that top row of mattes and be able to get enough depth through me. I don't know. Are you interested in this? I could talk myself into picking it up. I am disappointed that the brand is no longer in Sephora. I would have loved to just throw this in the cart. Even if I didn't get like, 20% off. It's just the idea of having to pick up from the main brand. I just, and then maybe what I might do is actually throw one of these lip oils in there. Like I said, I haven't tried lip oils yet, and I wouldn't be opposed to trying his. I hear really good things about all of his lip products, so I'm sure the lip oils are not going to be of any big exception to that. So Sigma Beauty has come out with a new collection, and this is their mod collection, where there's an eyeshadow palette, brushes, a bag, etc, etc. This looks to be very burgundy inspired with like a hint of corals. I think this is a really cute palette, mainly because of the corals. I'm not a huge burgundy person. Saying that, I get so much use out of my Huda Beauty new nude palette. I don't really know. I just feel like I already have that. I don't need a whole bunch of other iterations of that color scheme, if that makes any sense. Uneverly Cosmetics has come out with their multi-chrome cream shadows, highlighters, and blushes. So they dropped quite a bit yesterday, at the day that I'm filming this, and it all looks cute. I did end up picking up 2 blushes from Clarity Cosmetics though, so I don't want to bring in even more blushes right now. I find that Blush is a category that I went ham in when I was younger, a couple of years ago, but I'm okay with only bringing it in 2 a year or even less, you know. So for right now I'm good, but I will keep my eye out on this collection, mainly for the blushes. I'm not really intrigued by any of those highlighter shades nor the cream shadow. Wayne Goss has showed us a blurry photo of something, and I know a lot of people are hoping that it's like a foundation balm. I'm hoping that it's a cream bronzer. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I am intrigued though, regardless, to see what happens. And yeah, hopefully it's something that I'll be interested in. And if I am interested in it, I do have a gift card at Beautylish right now because of their gift card event. So I may not even have to pay anything for it. The last thing that I pinned to talk about today is that Kimchi Beauty has come out with their lipsticks, and these are quite unique shades, very, very unique shades. I think they're, you know, they're cool. I went through a phase where I had very unique shades like this, and I actually wore them, which is astonishing. Okay, I wore them out and about in the house. I was happy. Okay, I was very, very happy. It's only $12, which is really, really cheap, but I think I'm going to pass. I think I'm going to pass this time. So this week, I don't think I'm really invested or interested in picking up anything. Granted, it's probably because, like I said, I've been sick for a little while now, and I've bought a lot. So I think I've like bought all of my urges away to really buy stuff right now. And I'm just really enjoying getting use out of my products, trying out new products. I have quite a few samples of fragrances that unfortunately I'm not really able to get my nose on because I don't want my nose to be stopped up and everything when I'm deciding if I like the fragrance or not, you know, things like that. So I'm just getting used out of the things that I know I enjoy, trying to pan the things that I know I hate, and filming every so often when your girl can get herself out of bed. So that's pretty much all I got today. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup new releases video. Hopefully my energy wasn't too far down. I'm just, you know, I'm feeling a little weak right now. I'm feeling a little weak right now, but I'm sure by the end of this week I will be back to being my own prickly self, and I can't wait. I can't wait. So like I said, feel free to look down below in the description box. I will have the brief but information on my base and my eyes and all of that jazz down below. I will also have all of the items listed and linked that I mentioned in this video. If for whatever reason you do not want to use my affiliated links, you can always mention in like the order comments box that I sent you. That still helps me. That helps the brands to know that I am sending people their way, and that is yet another way that is free, that's not really costing you anything but the time to type out my channel name. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I aim to do another video on Wednesday, but we'll see what happens. Okay guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.